Thank you. Thank you very much for your presence here. It's obviously pleasant to be back here again after last year final of Champions League. We are playing a semi-final of the Champions League. We are in a moment where all teams in Africa except other three besides us would like to be. We feel privileged to be here, but we have a strong will to move forward, to make something more. We know what kind of game we are playing, we know what kind of opponent we are playing, but also we know that our opponent knows what kind of opponent they are playing and what kind of game they are playing. So I expect, obviously, that with the last details on the preparation, as you asked, that we're gonna finish today and tomorrow we can be in the limit. That obviously that's what we need in order to succeed in a match of this level of quality and difficulty.
We are well prepared, as the coach said. We are prepared for the game, and I think, we are well prepared for the game. Thank you.
Every match has a different story, and obviously, looking at Ahly last year and this year is different because, as you said, we always look at teams where you are sitting. And being seated in as a coach of Esperance or being seated as a coach of Sundowns is obviously different because we are relating with a different identity of club, different players, and that obviously puts us in different circumstances. This team of Ahly, despite have changed 2 or 3 players and that left and that were quite important, and also had acquisitions of players, so the team, despite the same coach and the same philosophy, is playing in a similar way. But strategically, as everybody saw, for example, in the match in Johannesburg, the team had a completely different approach because that's where we are in the moment. We are playing a semi-final and teams play for a result. Teams need to manage the moment, need to understand how to approach strategically the matches, and we're going to wait to see what kind of Ahly we will have, despite I expect an Ahly much more closer to what they are in a general basis. Last year, it's already history, and what's important is the history we want to write, because that's what we are speaking about, is writing something that we can let also stay in the history of the club, besides and amongst many other victories that have been reached. And that is the intention we have, is really to write again history for our club. That's our intention, to leave a mark and give a good moment for our supporters that are at home and support us so well. Both teams made an interesting game, a game that is clearly a semi-final of Champions League game where there's so much to win but also so much to lose, and the way the teams approached the game was obviously very detailed, very precise according to the moment. What I think is that obviously we are in the second leg, and the second leg has an history to be finished. So there will be no more stories. It must be an ending story, or not, and not a never-ending story. So there will be a moment, and there's a moment the teams need to play their football. So obviously that teams must play always with careful, must be attention, must take care about their goal, but the teams will have to play their football for sure to try to get the result. That's what we are here for. It's a pleasure to play in stadiums like this, like we had in Tunisia, like we've been finding everywhere when we play Champions League, like we had in Morocco, and like we had in South Africa, because in the beginning of the game, and I made that mistake when I entered the pitch, it was not really, but then it got fooled. But you know, and then let me address to that, because when I entered the pitch, I looked the stands, but I don't look more. And then it was clear that the stadium got full, or at least got very comfortable in terms of numbers of people. And I make a mistake addressing to that in the end. So playing in Johannesburg, in Loftus, with a lot of people, playing here with a lot of people, playing in Tunisia with a lot of people, playing in Morocco with a lot of people. That's what we love to live. That's how we want to live our lives. That's for that we work so much. So we come for a pleasant moment, for a moment of pleasure where we will enjoy all the ambience. As I played it here also last year, the stadium was full, and we enjoyed. We don't feel minus because of having a full stadium. We feel stronger. And let's hope we can put the crowd or in silence or booing us or whistling us. It means that we are doing well. But that's what we live our lives for moments like this. So for sure we will come with a big enthusiasm and not with any kind of fear regarding people. The ambience here is strong, but it's positive. There's no violence, there's no aggression, so we feel it will be a wonderful experience again to leave the match tomorrow for sure.
My teammates told me about playing in the packed stadium. They told me that it's gonna be crowded, they're gonna boo at you, whistle at you. And like the coach said, it's a privilege to play in a crowded stadium. Every player wants to play in those kind of stadiums. So yeah, my teammates told me that I mustn't panic, and yeah, I don't feel any pressure playing in those kind of situations.
If you understand, I'll try to use some metaphor in order to make you understand. But when you are working in your newspapers, on your TVs, or at home writing a report, a news, writing a book, you enter in a state of mind where you go in a flow and you forget everything around you. When we play football, it happens the same. So when I'm coaching, I don't look nothing around. I have to concentrate on the pitch, and I enter in a state where I don't see no one around. And the players is the same. When they start playing football, they forget everything. Of course, maybe when there's a corner or there's a guy injured, there's a moment that they eventually look the stands. But when you play, you forget everything around. It's like if you are playing without people. And that is a state of mind that happens with a player. So sometimes the influence from exterior is not that strong, because we enter in another world when we play football. Yeah, for sure. As you might imagine, the trip is quite big. We try to do the trip during the day so that we don't lose the night, and that makes us more difficult to recover from that effort. But anyway, passing 9 hours or 10 hours inside the plane, seated, it's quite tough, so we need some time to recover. And also we need some time to adapt to the climate, to the conditions, to feel home, so that we forget the trip and it's like being at home, We feel adapted to the hotel, we feel adapted to everything, nothing is strange. It seems that it gives us the comfort of being here. It seems that we settle down already. And that gives the comfort for you to come to play in different conditions, rather than when you arrive the day before, you go to the hotel, everything is new. Even my room now looks like my room already, because it's the 4th night I'm going to sleep there. So it's make you more comfortable for sure. Look, it's obvious by the level that Sundowns has been showing when we play all teams in Africa. And also by the fact that statistically now we are in the 2nd position in the ranking. So after we won to 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗥, we ascended to the 2nd position, and we just stay behind Ahly. It's true that in the club there's only one Champions League, there's one African Football League. There are many championships of South Africa, and there's a lot of will to make even better. And that's where we stand. Obviously, we are a club that comes from roots of ambition. Those are the values you have to do always better. I totally understand your question, because we've been failing in the semifinals for a long time. But also you should understand that when you reach semifinals, you don't fail anymore. Because losing to Ahly or losing to a team like last year happened to Sundowns that lost with 𝗖𝗢𝗡𝗥 in the semifinal, it's not losing. It's already being among the 4 best in South Africa. And when you are there regularly, and you are not there just once, it makes you become one of the strongest ones. That's why you're saying that Sundowns is one of the strongest, because regularly Sundowns is on the decisive moments. Then what makes the difference? Of course, every game must have a story, but the difference sometimes is so tiny between winning and not winning. let's hope tomorrow it will fall for us. That difference that is sometimes is so thin the barrier. Let's see if we can break the barrier. I hope so.